So the core reason here that they were able to use this in all of these contexts was because of the fact that it was real education as opposed to awareness. So those 30-second TV spots and the large billboards that people would see wouldn't actually result in people being able to reason in novel situations. So they might be able to memorize a list of do's and don'ts. Do the following things, don't do the following things in order to avoid getting HIV. But the problem was that as soon as they would be asked a question or encounter a situation that they'd never seen before, suddenly they wouldn't know what the right answer was because they didn't have an internal framework of how HIV was actually transmitted. And the reason that HIV awareness campaigns functioned this way over the course of all of this time was because people assumed that in order to get a message out to a large audience, you really needed to turn it into bite-sized chunks. But you think about education in general, and that's not the way that it works. That's not the way that you provide math education. You don't have billboards that say 1 + 1 = 2 and other billboards that say 4 × 5 = 20 and hope that eventually the message is going to sink in. You actually have to spend time teaching the mechanics of how mathematics works, and then students are able to internalize that and reason in those novel situations in order to solve problems on their own. So the task of the research team at Stanford was to figure out how do you create this internal representation of knowledge. And the answer was, teach it like you teach other subjects. Teach it like you teach biology. Teach it like you teach mathematics. Provide them with the building blocks that they need in order to then have the necessary scaffolding to learn additional per region, per country types of knowledge. So this biological approach was really something that allowed, for the first time, HIV education to be decoupled from sex education. By emphasizing first that HIV is a virus, just like any other virus, and here's how it works in the human body, that was the key to being able to provide HIV education in places where even sex education as a whole was banned.